Hello everyone, welcome back to an in-depth playthrough of Pathways into Darkness. In this mission we'll be playing Happy Happy Carnage. The title of this mission is a reference to the Happy Happy Joy Joy song from Ren and Stimpy. As you saw in the last video, this map has different textures, kind of much like Ascension did, so it kind of suggests that this floor has some special purpose and meaning. And in fact, we'll be learning a little bit more about why the Germans are down here and interacting with Muller, who exists on this floor, and his team. So in the last mission, we saved here on the middle. So there's also this ladder down to Labyrinth, which we don't want to take yet. We're not ready for that. If you take the ladder down to Labyrinth now, you'd probably run out of ammo. I have a lot of pistol ammo, so maybe I'd be okay, but typically that's not the route you want to go. This floor has a secret area. This is a fake wall you can walk through, but we'll be talking about that in the next video. So for this video, we're not going to talk about this secret much. So to start off this mission, we're going to talk to this anonymous German near the save room that we started, and then we're going to go up and head to this. The official handbook calls this the Carnage room. Probably because it's a fitting name for just the number of monsters in there. We're going to have to deal with all those monsters. But anyways, we're going to go to the left and come around, go through here. And the reason we're going to the left first, because whichever way you go, you have to come back the other way. These doors will lock behind you. But is this MP41 ammo? Because we're going to get an MP41 gun from these Germans. So we're going to come around to the left and take this MP41 ammo. And just something to think about is that these Germans probably took the left route, and that's how this magazine got here. Because I mean, obviously if they took the right route and died, this ammo wouldn't be on the left side. So there's also less monsters, which maybe that suggests that they killed somewhere on the left side. I don't know. So these green and yellow runes, this green rune opens up these three locked doors, letting the horde out, and this yellow rune will open up the other passageway so you can exit. So whichever way you come up, you have to exit on the other side. In here we're gonna grab this red cloak, and we're gonna grab this thick brown potion, and we'll talk about both of those. Yeah, so we'll talk to all these guys, kill all these guys, and grab those things. So, and then after we come back down, we're going to save on the rune, and then that'll be it for this video. But a lot of people to talk to and a lot of items to discuss, so this might be a longer video. Alright, here we are. Go talk to this German. First we'll grab all his ammo. And then we got the other crystal. They never came back. Muller never brought any of them back. They're all dead, even Muller. Alright, you can ask him what his name is. I never had a name. He's talking about they never came back, so who is he talking about? All the people I came down here with. We all wanted to leave a long time before we reached this spot, but Muller dragged us on. They all make Muller sound so bad. It must not have been a good guy. Let's ask him about Muller. Muller thought he knew everything about this place, but I guess he was wrong. I guess he died for it too. In version 1.1, he says damned place. So again, that's another spot where in version 2.0 they were toning down the language. Alright, let's ask him about this place. I hate it. I hate it. Alright, how did you die? The man covering my back bolted when we were attacked. One of those flying gas-filled monsters hit me from behind. So he's saying that the nightmares are filled with gas, which I guess, I don't know if this guy really knows, but it makes sense since they explode when they die, right? Let's ask him about the monster. I spun around and pushed my MP41 into its squishy forehead and fired until it exploded. The concussion killed me. So maybe he didn't know that it would explode. Let's ask him about the MP41. Everybody who left after I died had an MP41. If you want one, just look for their bodies. They never came back, so they're rotting around here somewhere. Yeah, let's ask him about deserve. And they all deserve it, especially Muller. So apparently he's not upset that his team died. And his random responses is I don't understand and you don't make any sense. So that's it for this dead German. So he's hinting that we're gonna get this MP41. I can't wait. And we have so much pistol ammo, we're not gonna save ammo anymore. I don't think I need to. I mean, if I'm right next to him, I might as well use my pistol. Okay. That guy probably spawned there, to be honest. Yeah, don't stick your gun into the forehead and shoot him, guys. Don't do what that other German guy did. As you can see, the ooze has a lot of health. Definitely more health than he needs. Okay. Just like I want to get close to the ooze to do some more damage. But I don't want him to explode in my face, so. Alright, we're 6.2 out of 12. That door closed behind me. If you come right in and you rest right here, you have enough room to rest. So there's that. There's a couple nightmares. Let's see if we can get the one in this room to come out. I thought it was out of the way. Apparently not. Okay, we'll grab this ammo. Then there's another nightmare in this room up ahead. Can't even see him when he's shooting us. Alright, then this room will open behind you. Okay, so then we got a room. We got some dead monsters on the ground. We got, you know, several Germans that we gotta talk to. So we're just gonna start in one corner of the room and work our way across. So let's talk to this guy. No, no, no! Keep them away from me, please. Alright. What are you talking about? How did you die? Don't let them get me again. It was horrible. Okay, let's ask him about the monsters. Don't let them out. Please, please. Promise me you won't let them out. You're going to let them out. I can tell. So obviously he's talking about the monsters on the other side of these locked doors. Since I've already shown you the map, you know what he's talking about. So let's have about the door. Go ahead. Open them. So one breath he's telling us not to open the doors because he's scared. In the other sense, he's like, go ahead and open them because he wants us to die. You know, this German is very confused. But let's ask him about Muller. I was hiding in this corner when Muller died. This was all his fault. Okay, dude. Alright. Alright, so let's grab his stuff. So we got an MP41 submachine gun. The Schmeiser MP41 was a German submachine gun from the Second World War. Its magazines hold 32 9mm parabellum rounds, fired at 500 rounds per minute. So we got a submachine gun. This is awesome. The official handbook says this about it. The first fully automatic weapon you will find. It holds a 32 round magazine and each bullet does roughly twice the damage that the knife does. The chief designer of the MP41 was Hugo Schmeiser, hence the name. The gun was developed in 1941. You know, I told you in our second video in this series that the expedition happened in 1938, so that's kind of a blunder on Bungie's part, much like the Walther P4. So we can grab that. Then P41 magazine. This is a magazine of a 9mm parabellum round for the Schmeiser MP41. So the MP41, with no experience, it does 40 damage at one sector, and then a beginner does 40 at 2 sectors, 40, you know, it takes 8,000 experience to get from beginner to novice and 30,000 to get to expert. I saw some stuff that perhaps in the OS X version that the firing pattern for the MP41 is a little different, but I'm not too confident on that. So, alright, so let's grab this stuff and talk to the next guy. So here's our MP41. We're ready. We're ready. So far we got 6 magazines. Hopefully we get some more. So let's loot this guy. Another MP41 submachine gun, which just gives us more ammo. And another canvas bag, which is handy. So let's talk to this German. Be careful. Don't step on those arrows painted on the floor. You don't want to find out what's behind the doors. Let's ask about the arrows. He's obviously talking about the green arrows on the bottom of my screen, but somehow stepping on the rune caused the 3 doors on the far wall to open. So when we step on that rune, all 3 doors are going to open, and we're going to have to deal with a ton of monsters. Alright, what's your name, buddy? My name is Friedrich. Okay. So maybe this guy is important since he has a name. And let's ask him about Muller. I was Muller's first officer on this expedition. He revealed few things of his plans to me, however. So this guy is obviously important, but he doesn't know everything about what's going on. Let's ask him about his death. Muller, our commander, opened those doors by stepping on that painted rune. At least 20 monsters came pouring out. I didn't count the number of monsters in there, but 20 seems about right of what's left over. Maybe if you count the dead bodies in here, it'd be at 20, I don't know. Let's ask him about the monsters. They killed us all. The last 4 members of the expedition, unless Walter and whoever went with him, survived. So this tells us that there's another German named Walter and maybe, you know, a couple others that exist lower in the pyramid. So we haven't met these yet. So perhaps there's some other Germans we'll run across. We'll find out. Let's ask about Walter. Muller gave Walter a gold key and sent him to recover a large amount of gold in a strange wooden box. Huh. Let's ask about the key, or we can ask him about the gold. Muller maintained that there was some reason we needed the gold, other than his greed, but I never quite believed him. So, I don't know how they know about gold, some gold key or door or whatever, but somehow they have this key, and they know about this door. The game really doesn't explain why, but we'll find out where this door is later in this playthrough. So let's talk about this box. The box was made of cedar. Muller didn't tell me what it was supposed to do, or what it had to do with the gold. Huh. Alright. So, there's some interesting stuff to think about there. Let's ask him about the pyramid. Who would have thought there was some place on Earth like this? Okay. What about the expedition? We were searching the pyramid and its dungeons for what Muller described to me as a small glass vial of immense power. So here we go. We're kind of, you know, getting on to why they came here. So they're searching for some glass vial of immense power, which kind of makes sense because they're looking for something, you know, as we kind of expected, that would aid them in the war. So let's ask him about this vial. He wouldn't want me to tell you this, but he was convinced that it contained the essence of an imprisoned demon. Now isn't that strange? You know, there's some demon. Let's ask him about the demon. If it was ever released, it would cause destruction on a massive scale. Muller wanted to use it for the war, of course. It was all nonsense. So there's some demon that would cause mass amount of damage, so it's destruction on a massive scale. So obviously these Germans were up to no good. Alright, let's ask him about the war. Muller was always thinking about the war and about the glory he would win for the fatherland. Keep in mind, the war hadn't started yet for these guys, so let's ask him about the fatherland. Germany, of course. Sometimes I wonder what happened after the war was started. It was 1938 when we came to Mexico. So this is kind of where I got the 1938 from them entering the pyramid. Obviously, it is possible that they could have stayed around in Mexico a bit before they entered the pyramid. That seems unlikely. It seems like the most likely situation is that they entered the pyramid in 1938. So that's kind of the thing with the MP41's invented in 1941, and the Walther P4 was invented around 1974. So this kind of a blunder with the guns on Bungie's part, but you know, it's all good. So as far as random responses, he'll say what and sorry, I don't understand you. So nothing too interesting there, but all right. So enough about Friedrich. He's probably one of the more interesting. Oh, he had a monster spawn in this little room. So Friedrich is one of the more interesting guys you can talk to, but then there's Muller. This is Muller right here. So let's have a chat with him. Actually, let's loot him first. So interesting enough, Muller has another set of alien pipes, as I said before. That's interesting. And then he has, you know, Nazi propaganda, the words Hitler in Dutchland. Yeah, whatever. We talked about that. Nothing interesting. We grabbed that, you know, alien pipes. We really don't need it because we already got one and there's no more to use, but whatever. Alright, I knew that someone would eventually follow us. It's been over 50 years, hasn't it? Is the war still going on? Let's ask about the war. What war? The Second Great War. Yeah. We weren't sure what you were talking about. So they're talking about World War II? Yes. I thought the war might continue for a great length of time. How are you people holding off the invasion of the States? So he wants to know how the war is going. We said yes, the war is going on. Now we can say no. Make up your mind. Is the Second Great War still being fought? So you can kind of say no or yes. If you say yes again, he'll just say, he'll kind of say make up your mind the second time. Like he's all like, he's saying no, yes. So if you say yes right after no, he'll say make up your mind again. So that's kind of interesting. So that's Estimate's name. I am Muller. These are the last of my men. So the last of his men are dead. Okay, Muller. Assessment of men. We are sent by a university in Munich on an archaeological expedition. So some university, so they're definitely, you know, looking for artifacts. So that's interesting. Let's ask him about Germany. Our expedition was from Germany. Yep, we knew that. Let's ask him about the university, or you can say expedition. We were looking for several lost Mayan artifacts. Oh, Mayan. So is this a Mayan pyramid then? You know, something interesting. So let's ask him about the artifacts. There was a fortune in ancient relics behind these doors. We almost retrieved them, but died after we had killed all the monsters guarding it. He killed all the monsters guarding it. Is he pulling our leg? We know there's monsters over there. Let's ask him about the monsters. We didn't expect to find strange beasts like we discovered here. We were entirely unprepared. So it's strange that he knows a lot about, you know, the stuff in the pyramid, but he didn't know about the monsters. So I don't really know how to make sense of that. But let's ask him about his death. We were attacked by many strange monsters, and my men panicked and we were killed. Okay. Let's ask about the rune. That rune painted on the floor will open the 3 doors in front of you and open the treasure room. We killed all the monsters inside. There's no danger. So I think Muller doesn't like us because we're American. He wants us to get us dead. You can ask him about Hans, interestingly, and he'll say Hans was a fool. Okay, what about Joachim? Joachim was lazy and insubordinate. Alright. So he doesn't have very nice things to say about his soldiers. You can ask him about Friedrich. Friedrich was my second in command. He was the only one that stood by me, and at the end, all the others tried to run. So that's probably why they're in the corner of the room, because they're trying to get away. They probably were panicked. What about Walter? I sent Walter to retrieve something, but it is a worthless archaeological artifact. You have no interest in it. So he's looking for gold, and that's worthless. Yeah, okay. You can say interest or something or nothing. Nothing you'd be interested in. So he's, you know, he's really not really telling us the truth. You can tell he doesn't trust us or like us. That's about the key. I gave Walter a gold key and told him he was looking for a fortune in gold. But I was only appealing to his sense of greed. There is no gold. So he's trying to mess with us. So you can say box. And you'll say, people have told you about the cedar box. It is an object of great value and is otherwise worthless. Yeah, okay. Again, we can't trust him, so we definitely want this cedar box because, you know, if he's gonna talk crap about it, then it probably is a good thing. Alright, let's ask about alien or pipes. You probably already know how to use the pipes. The doors at the base of the pyramid are almost always sealed, and there's no other way to get down. Okay. We can ask about the crystals. You can say blue, yellow, violet crystals. And he says, I know nothing about the crystals. That could be correct. He might not be lying there because he didn't grab them, so I'm not sure. So now we can ask him about the vial, the prison, the glass, you know, the vial that Friedrich mentioned. No one should have told you about the vial. Who said that? Friedrich? I'll kill him. Which is ironic because he's already dead. So you can say kill. Or maybe not. Yeah, you can't do much. So he'll respond to grenades. I allowed the men to use their grenades early, and it didn't leave us any for later, like we needed. Yeah, this would have been a good spot to have grenades. And of course, he didn't leave any for us, so we can't use any. You could say, what? Sorry, I can't help you with that. And his other random response is, try to be more clear, I don't understand. Nothing too interesting. There's also another one. I don't understand what you mean. So there's actually 3 of them for Muller. There is one random unused dialogue that Muller has where he'll say, we would have brought bigger guns if we knew what we'd find out here. So as you know, there are several real German expeditions for religious or mythical artifacts, you know, around World War II. And, you know, Indiana Jones had a lot of reference to this, so this game is kind of playing off the Indiana Jones movie quite a bit, and that was probably a major influence. Interestingly, in one of the demos, Muller is referred to as a sergeant. I haven't read the short story, but Lovecraft did write a short story called The Temple with Muller in it. I should probably go read it. It's not very long. I looked it up, but I just didn't get around to reading it. But it'd be interesting to see, you know, whether this Muller kind of fits in with that story. Alright, so we already looted him, so we got one more German to talk to and loot. So he just had some more Walther P4 ammo, which it's not going to be that helpful for us in this fight. Let's have a chat with him. Don't open these doors. Leave now. Leave while you still can. So these 2 guys ran, like Muller was saying, so it kind of makes sense that they're all like scared. What's your name? My name is Thomas. So this guy does have a name. There's not much important about him, but whatever, he remembers his name. Let's ask him about the doors. There are hundreds of monsters in there, and they come swarming out and surround you. There's no way to kill them all. So this guy is exaggerating the number of monsters. There's not hundreds. It's more like 20, like I think Friedrich said. So, but anyways. Let's ask him about the monsters. All kinds of monsters. Those ghastly pale humanoids, which is talking about the gas. The flying beasts, so he's talking about the nightmares, and the slimes, which is the oozes. It was way too much. We only killed a few. Okay, let's ask about his death. Muller stepped on that rune in front of the center door. He killed us all. Muller kind of is in the center of the room behind the green rune, so perhaps he triggered it and then stepped back. Let's ask about the rune. The rune opens all 3 doors, and even with one person with a machine pistol covering each door, it was hopeless. So this guy just had a pistol, the other 3 had an MP41, so that kind of matches up with what he was saying. Let's ask him about the pistol. Do you need one? They're all over this room. Well, we used most of the ammunition. Sorry. Alright, let's ask about the ammunition. Especially when using the MP41, you can run out of ammunition really quick in this place. Yeah, that's true. Let's ask about Muller. Muller hardly even warned us before he opened the doors. I think he knew what was going to happen, which makes him even more stupid. None of the guys respect Muller, they all think he's stupid. So you can ask him about Gunther, Barons, Joachim, or Friedrich, and he'll give the same response for all of them. He's dead. They're all dead. Muller should have turned back long before there were only 4 of us left. We all wanted him to. Well, of course there's also Walter, you know, and whoever went with him somewhere, and we don't know what happened to them yet. His random response is this: hurry, leave now, stop talking to me. And the other one is, get out of here, now, run. Alright, so you actually can't go back and leave right now because that door, you know, back there, locked behind us. That door's open, but you would just run back and be a locked door. And this door is also locked. This door won't open. So we're actually stuck in here right now. So our only option is to open these 3 doors by stepping on the green rune and finding the sword. Now to clear this out, you can use your bubbling red potion, which we have one. We're not going to use it, but that kind of helps you clear them out a little bit better. There's also a violet crystal you could go get on Labyrinth, which we'll talk about that later. But you could also use that to help you clear this room. I'm not going to use either of those because it's really unnecessary. But if you're having trouble clearing this room, those are a couple options for you. There's a yellow rune in that room that will open up the door on the way out. But the official hint book gets the green rune and the yellow rune mixed up and gets them backwards. So there was an AOL chat with Alex Ropian talking about the room, and I'll read it for you real quick. So Visionary 2, we'll just call him V2. How the heck do you get past the point where you step on the green runes? Alex responds, green runes where? V2 responds, the arrows pointing out in a circle on one of the low levels. Alex, on Happy Carnage. V2, yeah, that's it. My husband and I keep dying and it is getting us crabby. And Alex says, you need to have an object. I don't want to spoil it for the group. Now the question is, was Alex talking about the bubbling red potion? Was he talking about the MP41 which you obviously get in this room? Was he talking about the violet crystal? I think the most likely answer is he's talking about the bubbly red potion, but I don't know, it's really unnecessary. So what we're gonna do, let's rest and get full health before we open this door, which I'm not really that worried about it. But there's gonna be munchers coming through all 3 doors when I open this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna step on the green rune, go to one of the sides, we'll go to the right side, clear out all the guys in there, and then we'll just kind of start going around them in the circle while monsters come out this door and that door. Thankfully they move kind of slow, so it'll be pretty easy. You'll see what I mean. So I think you have to face this rune in L1 for it to open. I don't think you can open it going sideways. So we're just gonna go like this. Kind of circling around, keep moving. So we almost got it cleared out. So yeah, it's just a mass of bodies. So you just kind of clear out and kind of circle around like I did, and it's not that bad. So we're gonna grab these. Anyways, that's it for that. You know, blood everywhere. It's good. Yellow rune right there will open up the door back. Let's grab this red cape first and cloak and talk about it for a second. So it gives you a point. So our max health gone up, so now we have 16 points. So 14 health, that's pretty nice. So let's go look at this red cloak. You don't notice anything interesting about the red cloak. If you look at the official handbook, it says slows time for the wearer. So if you just put this on and start wearing it, you probably won't even notice the difference in the game until you encounter an enemy and they're going, you know, twice as fast, because the cloak slows down the time for the wearer by half. So from your perspective, it's the same until you see something else, and it makes everything else look like it's going twice as fast. So IMG gave some hints in the game in October '93, and here's what they said. The red cloak has a single purpose. Watch how fast time goes by. Don't wear it until the right moment comes, like in Muller's room. So we're gonna have to save this for later, but this is an important item we'll need later in the game. Alright, let's go check out this. So we got a couple more of these clear blue potions, which we talked about before. They heal you, and then here's the thick brown potion. So let's grab that. So let's go look at it. This vial contains a brown liquid so thick that you originally thought it was solid. Its sharp smell reminds you of fresh road tar. So it doesn't smell good. So all this, I'll just tell you, all this potion does is it poisons you. You know, there's not much to it. Here's what the official handbook says. Everybody sing it. This drink is poison. You find it on Happy Happy Carnage Carnage and need a light. So that emphasis on the poison is a reference to Ella Cooper's song Poison from 1989. I'm sure you guys know what song that is. Alright, and if you don't, you can look it up and you'll probably recognize the sound. I'm not going to sing it for you. Alright, so let's get out of here. So we're just going to go back to the save room and save it and move on. That'll be it for this video. Thankfully, we're getting toward the end of Walther P4 days. Right now, you know, we only have 12 magazines for this gun, but we'll be using the MP41 pretty soon. And they'll become our new favorite weapon. Which is why I'm liberally using these Walther P4 magazines, because we still have 50 magazines, and it's plenty. I don't know if I say it's enough. Because you fly through the ammo so quick. Especially when I shoot him from a distance. Okay, let's just step back here and save it, and then we'll go on the red rune. I'm sorry, rest, and then we'll save it on this red rune and call it for the video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.